Hey everybody, Neon-sphinx here, and it's time once again to review. As you all know, I'm not only a fan of My Little Pony, but a fan of the Avatar series as well. You know, The Last Airbender, not the blue people. Anyway, so imagine my surprise when I discovered today's fanfic, which takes both of my favorite shows and puts them together to create an amazing story. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you The Little Pony Legend by Maggie's Heart Love. As you could probably guess by now, this is one of those crossover stories. You know, one world meets another and the story goes underway. Now, before I try to continue, just in case, spoiler warning. Okay, let's begin. This story starts in Equestria, at the end of the events of Princess Twilight Sparkle Part 2, when Twilight receives that octagon puzzle box that fans raved about for so long. The difference here is that she also receives an odd book from a second flower nearby. After getting the book and opening it, she reads a spell inside. That spell causes a huge twister portal to appear, the main six get sucked in, and as a result, end up in Republic City. The rest of the stories follow them meeting Korra, and following Korra's original plotline, in this case, dealing with the Equalists and Amon himself. Okay, I got a whole lot to talk about here, so buckle up. First of all, let me give credit to the writer for the beginning of the story. When he, or she, I don't know, it doesn't say, goes into extreme detail about Equestria and the main six. It's nice to know when the writer's introducing all the main characters, Korra included, it acts like it's the first time the reader's introduced to them. It provides enough information to help newcomers keep up with both worlds the story's involved with. And it's both written great, and it's helpful to new-time fans of either series. I guess I could also call this an alternate universe story, since it takes canon events and changes them to have the story happen. Here, the writer introduces that book, which is never shown before, and it also takes events from the Legend of Korra series, and goes into more depth than it needs to be. As the story goes on, there are also a few scenes with Princess Celestia and Princess Luna as well, back in Canterlot, as they interact with the cloaked unicorn on the matter. The unicorn apparently knew what's happening, and her identity isn't really revealed until the very end, which I'm not gonna spoil for you. Not here anyway. This story is also labeled as a comedy, and the comedy here is pretty good, mostly thanks to Pinkie Pie. Every time Pinkie does some nutty antic, I crack a smile every time, and the reactions from the others during this always brings it home for me. 9 times out of 10 is always either, how the heck did she do that, or what the heck is she thinking? Then again, that's people's usual reaction, but heck, it's still funny. There is another thing that makes this unique, but I still have some mixed feelings on it. And that's the fact that this, believe it or not, actually has songs in them. No joke, there's actual songs in them, parodied or otherwise. As I said earlier, I got mixed feelings. Some of the songs are pretty good, some of them are pretty bad, and some of them I just, well, I'm not sure about. But there is a favorite, I'm sure. And that favorite is when they parody the song Helping Twilight Win the Crown. You know, that cafeteria song from Equestria Girls. Or, as I like to call it, Winning Back Republic City. Yes, the man in titles, they don't really put them in themselves. Maggie's Heart Love picked this as a very good song for the situation. It's very upbeat, very happy, and once more, it's perfect for the Team Avatar's cause. In this case, bringing benders and non-benders together. Not only that, as they sing it, Republic City pretty much turns into Broadway as the citizens join it as well. It's a nice touch, and it's pretty silly. And also, a ton of references back to it. For example, it's been broadcasted on the radio as the song that, well, everyone's dancing to, and another one is when they would reprise later on. It's a pretty nice touch, I have to say. There is something else that ties Korra in much deeper to the story. It's pretty creative and rather interesting to me, really. What is it exactly? Well, how does this grab you? Avatar Korra, the element of unity. You heard right, Korra is now part of the elements of harmony, the element that ties in the rest all together. Now, I would point out that it is a bit odd for Korra to be a part of something outside her universe, but the story shows Korra as the perfect example of the element of unity, by showing her how she represents each element. Laughter, generosity, loyalty, honesty, kindness, magic. she shows them all in some shape or form. Whether this is for plot device or not is purely up to you. And as a little bonus right at the end, she earns her cute little cutie mark right on her cheek. It's kinda like a Rava shaped as a heart, which I'm pretty sure is for that unity element I was talking about. And also, I like the idea of her cutie mark on her face instead of, on her, flank. Yeah. Now, I could go on praising this thing all day, but I really have to point out the negative, not only to make this fair, but they have to be addressed. One example that really rubbed me the wrong way is some of the decisions the main six make. What I really mean is that sometimes the personalities seem to just turn off so the plot can get going. Two scenes in particular really got to me. The first scene is when Rainbow Dash discovers about the pro-bending arena by eavesdropping on Korra and tells it to the main six. However, the main six seem very excited about it, a bit more than they should be. And what really got to me though is that the first point that says she'll love to go is Fluttershy. Fluttershy, are you really sure about that? I don't know, it's just not something Fluttershy will want to be into. I mean, she is the element of kindness after all, and she wants to see somewhere where people beat each other up. It just doesn't really fit. Now, the second scene involves Rainbow Dash, as the main six, along with a couple others, are trapped in a cabin up in the mountains. This is during the scene when Korra and, I guess in this case Spike, end up trapped in that iron cage. Rainbow Dash outright says that she can't go because her wing was strained. Hello, Rainbow, is that you? The real Rainbow Dash I would know would try to go anyway, but nope, you just stand around because your wing was sore. And at this point in time, I thought Rainbow Dash had dealt with much worse. She fought Changeling Army, she kicked a dragon in the face, and yet she can't go out during a snowstorm? I mean, what happened to loyalty, huh, Rainbow? And by the way, your friend is trapped in the mountains! Come on, she could be dead by now, and you can't even go out and help her! Sorry about that, it's just not really fit. We'll just go with that, huh? Let's move on to the next thing before I blow off my own head. Here's something more confusing than angry. At one point in the story, very early on by the way, the main six give reference to Amon, as if they already know him. The problem? No one told them first. Girls, can you fill me in? How do you know about Amon? I guess this problem isn't as bad, mainly because in that exact same chapter, they were mentioned living there for a few days. And since Amon records himself on the radio, I'm pretty sure they found it out off screen. Now, since this only happens once, it's a bit more of a nitpick. No, the main problem, though, is the flanderization of the main six. The Fluttershy going to a fight club, and the Rainbow Dash not going out in the snowstorm, all shown as flanderized. And it is purely to serve Korra's plot. But if you're willing to overlook that, then you're in for a great time. Well, all in all, this story is very great. I mean, it kinda holds back due to the flanderization and some little grammar issues, might I add. But if you're willing to overlook that, then the rest of the story is very great and I'll highly recommend it to you. If you want to check it out, just look for Maggie's Heart Love on FinFiction and you're on your way. And yes, I am aware that there are sequels to this, and I will be getting to those at a later date. When they'll be, I don't know, we'll just figure it out. And that's it. Have any ideas? Post them below. Neon-sphinx out.